Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas and I'm delighted to be welcoming Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh to this week's edition, This Week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh. Dr. Sir, welcome. Namaste. How are you?
Namaskar, namaskar. Good.
So now that we started enjoying normalcy and this Delta variant, how serious we should take it?
Well, Delta variant we should take very seriously because those who are not vaccinated or unvaccinated, particularly the young adults, like from children and young adults, they are very susceptible to this, and they can even give it to the people who are vaccinated. Though the vaccines are effective against Delta variant too, up to 90-95%, but the chances of getting infection is there. And of course, you may not get those who are vaccinated may not get very sick or may not get hospitalized or die, but they can get infection and they can spread to the young adults and children, those who are not fully vaccinated yet, and the adults who are not unvaccinated in the whole country. So Delta variant can be very bad. Today only I understand that USA government has banned all the travels from UK to USA because in UK, in spite of the good number of vaccination, percentage of vaccination, Delta variant is kind of out of hand right now.
So now, considering this, I think wearing mask is back, and precautions, as we were observing, are needed. Even if you are vaccinated, you don't know how many people in the room where you are also vaccinated. So, should people who are vaccinated also observe some precautions?
Yes, I mean, if you are vaccinated, then probably you are safer than people who are not vaccinated. But for outdoor, probably you may get away without wearing mask. But indoor, I think when you see or you are surrounded by people, those who are not you are not familiar with them, or there's a larger crowd, then you must wear the mask. And it is always that caution and precaution is always very beneficial. Even if it benefits 5% of chances, then I think it's worth it.
Absolutely. And also, I'll take you to Afghanistan. Actually, that region has always been disturbed, and recently, after America having pulled out its forces, it is almost as if they left it under the control of Taliban, which the situation is being exploited by Taliban forces. And allow me to mention that Hindus and Sikhs in Afghanistan have pleaded that if they are not evacuated and taken to safety, they are living under the danger of being eliminated. Uh, Overall, just general take, India, America, and this situation in Pakistan, where this might lead.
Well, I mean, it is very serious and a dangerous situation. We know that uh, unfortunately the history of Afghanistan is such that nobody can rule the Afghanistan, and whenever outsiders try to administer, in better word, you can say administer, like Russia or America, they always fail because of the population and fanatism of the Taliban, and plus the help of the Pakistan, because there is a Pakistan vested interest is there that as long as they keep the Afghanistan unstable, it's a plus for them, and it's minus for India, because India and Afghanistan are had a very close relation for many years together, and therefore this sudden withdrawal of American troops for Afghanistan, it's not very wise decision, but whatever diplomatic compulsion, USA did it, and I think Afghanistan. I'm afraid that Afghanistan government will fall in no time, and Taliban again will take over, just like they had before 2002 or 2001, before the World Trade Center attack, and fanatism will grow, and that is very unfortunate thing to do happen.
Absolutely. And now let us look at the role of Pakistan. And there are some reports that Afghanistan envoy's daughter in Pakistan was abducted. But overall, Pakistan has also maintained that it is not supportive of India's active role in Afghan matters. Do you see this also resulting into some additional tension between India and Pakistan, considering the influence of Taliban in Pakistan is quite evident.
Yes, because see, the Pakistan doesn't want that India and Afghanistan relationship gets better, or India has any influence on Afghanistan. Because India always historically help Afghanistan for the grain and food and all other things, and that Pakistan doesn't want, because they want Pakistan to be controlled by Taliban rather than Afghanistan current government, because that's in their interest to make the Afghanistan more fanatic and more kind of Muslim dominated country than what they have now. So I think Pakistan will do all the thing, even China will do all the thing to keep the Afghanistan very unstable.
And
To
yeah, absolutely. I just bring this reference back of regarding the abduction of Afghan envoy's daughter in Pakistan. So, Minister of Pakistan says that this is false and she should come out and should join the probe. And he quotes the references that she changed four taxis, etc. So we don't know what is truth and what is false, but on the face of it, it looks little absurd that someone would claim that she is abducted in Pakistan, and Pakistan minister we knows that she took four taxis, and probably he should also be in a position to trace her whereabouts. So, your general take on the stand that Pakistan takes in such matters?
what Pakistan is taking, it's completely not acceptable. It's and very condemnable, and nothing we can do, unfortunately, because Pakistan, at the end of the day, they are sovereign nation. They can take whatever they want, the stand they want to take, but it is unacceptable, condemnable, and I think deplorable.
Absolutely. I'll seek your insight on two more references. One comes from India, which is a negative story related to the involvement of actress Shilpa Shetty's husband, entrepreneur so called Raj Kundra, in some pawn business. That investigation is going on, and the way news reports tells us about the very well structured, systematic operation of not just distributing porn films but also producing in Mumbai in certain localities. That also has come out. Uh, in one way, it is shocking that people who are so well known, generally respected, with so much money would have this kind of shady business. But your take, and based on what evidence we have so far, looks like he and his brother are definitely involved.
Well, I mean, it's very unfortunate and very deplorable and very unaccepted for civilized world or civilized country. And I think they should be investigated, they should be prosecuted, and they should be punished by law, strongly punished by the law. But even a few years ago, he was involved in some money laundering charges, and he was involved in some other charges, and nothing happens. And that is a kind of unfortunate status of our Indian judicial system, where the whole judicial system is kind of manipulated by unsavory bureaucrats or officers or judges even, and that should be stopped, because otherwise, if there is evidence, the person has to be prosecuted. Unless you do that, and unless you set the example, this will going to go on, Everybody will talk about it for a week or two, will forget again, and then again same thing happens with the same characters, and that's very bad and unfortunate.
Absolutely. And now moving towards a positive story, Dr. Shah, and that is related to the spirit of entrepreneurship as well as vision. And you are aware that the first commercial space flight started by the efforts and persistence of Jeff Bezos. Yesterday, Blue Origin took passengers to space, and uh, the age group, one was 18, one was 82 also. Overall, a exciting new um, way of space tourism seems to be unfolding in front of us. Your general response to this news?
Yeah, this is not first one. This is second one. First one was done by Richard Benson,
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes.
Galactica, about a week ago,
Mhm.
and so that this shows that now the space race has started, and not only for tourism purpose. That's a kind of secondary thing, but I think their main goal is to commercial, because they want to go successfully. So private right now, all the commercial launching of the satellite, launching of the satellite, I mean space center, launching of the anything in the space connected to IT industry has to be done through the government of the day of the different countries like China, Russia, or USA. But this one opens up the door for the private entrepreneur to to get into this space or satellite business, and that's ultimate goal is that's what even Jeff, uh, the owner of the owner of the Amazon was saying that his idea is not only to take the tourist there, but he idea to build the infrastructure, and that way it will be much cheaper and much efficient way of transporting a lot of things which we right now cannot imagine. And I think if it happens, then I think it's a great service to the mankind.
Absolutely. And I think on this note, where we look at the future possibilities with optimism and passion to do something which is not done so far, um, concluding remarks from you, Dr. Saab, from today's show.
Well, I mean, all over the world, a third wave has started, and like India and England and other European countries are getting very bad. Even in USA, mainly the central USA and the southeast USA has a lot of third wave Delta variant viruses because large population is still not vaccinated. So I would suggest everyone to get vaccinated, including the young generation, including those who are adolescents and young college-going students, because that's only way you can prevent the third wave surge and prevent death and disaster. So please get vaccinated. All the vaccines are very effective against even Delta virus because that can prevent you at least from the hospitalization and death, which is more important than worry about positive test or not positive test. So please get vaccinated. Do not afraid to get vaccinated. Vaccines are safe and there is not really any significant side effect. So please do that, and please help not only to yourself but your friends, your family member, and world at large. So thank you joining us this week. Uh, God bless America, God bless India, and God bless Indian American in USA. And again, goodbye, and we'll see you next week.